So this is the sad story on speaker knockers. Good morning, good night. It's basically going on my bedtime. I just wanted to get a video in before because I ain't done one in a while. I just realized my paintings up there. Uh, but here we go.
Speaker Knockers was one of the godfathers of internet. Speaker Knockers was one of the godfathers of internet rap and helped create the new wave of melodic hip hop. But right as he was about to take his career to the next level, he tragically passed away, and his exact cause of death is still a mystery to the fans. Since then, his music has inspired an entire generation of artists and created the blueprint for modern rap. Speaker Knockers was born in New York and grew up in the Bronx. He was always into music thanks to his dad, who was also rapping and making beats when he was a kid. But when Speaker Knockers was only 5 or 6 years old, his dad caught a case and ended up getting 10 years in prison. Not long after that, his mom moved the family to South Carolina to give him a better place to grow up and avoid ending up in the streets. Speaker Knockers started getting serious about music in high school and taught himself how to make beats. But he wasn't just an artist. He was also studying what music his friends were into and what was buzzing on the internet. Around that time, Soulja Boy had just blown up off his Crank That dance, and Speaker Knockers took a lot of influence from the style and marketing tactics. So he wanted to find out how Soulja Boy created his sound, and found out he used FL Studio to make beats. So he downloaded a crack version and started getting to work. At first,
If people don't know what FL Studios is, it's Fruity Loop Studios. It's like it's a app that you would download, uh, basically to your computer. It's actually this what he's got right here in the background. This right here. That's Fruity Loops. And that's how you make your instrumentals. Like a lot of them made their beats that way.
he was just messing around and having fun with it. But the more he learned, the more he realized that music was what he wanted to do with his life. He started making beats every day after school and continued working on his production skills. But he also started making his own music too and experimenting with autotune to create a whole new flow. He decided to drop out of high school to focus on music, which his mom didn't like. She even kicked him out of the house for a while, and he was forced to make it on his own. But deep down, Speaker Knockers knew he was onto something with the music and had to keep grinding. He tried getting a regular job, but knew working a 9 to 5 wasn't for him. So he put all his energy into making beats so he could find a way to support himself through working a 9 to 5.
Bro, why dude look like Polo G?
With the music and had to keep grinding. He tried getting a regular
He look like Polo G without the dreads. Oh God.
job, but knew working a 9 to 5 wasn't for him. So he
Polo
put all
G
his
minus
energy
the
into making
dreads.
beats so he could find a way to support himself through music. He started dropping 3 to 5 beats per day online and
Damn.
even spent 2 straight summers sitting inside working on music. He was putting his tracks up on SoundClick, a website where rappers could search and find beats. He just kept grinding until he had hundreds of beats online, and when he made his first sale for $50, he invested it right back into buying better speakers. His dad got out of jail in 2010 and reunited with his sons. He even started helping Speaker Knockers work on his own music and showed him how to mix and master his tracks. With his dad's help, Speaker Knockers released his first mixtape, Flight Delayed, under the name Jamal Jr. He was still building a fan base, so the tape only got a few hundred plays when it first dropped. But even though his own music wasn't getting much traction, his career as a producer was starting to take off. Around that time, he changed his name to Speaker Knockers and created the DJ tag that he later became known
Didn't he die when he was like 19 or something like that? I can't
for.
remember.
His first big break as a producer came in
Cause
2011.
I know he was both. I'm born in '94. I know we like the same age, so I could have sworn it was like, yeah, it was like he died when he was like 19.
When Meek Mill rapped over one of his beats on the song Tony Montana from his Dream Chasers mixtape. That was a huge win because Meek Mill blew up and went mainstream right after that. And suddenly, everyone was looking for a Speaker Knockers beat. He went on to produce tracks for 2 Chainz, French Montana, Gucci Mane, Young Dolph, and many more. By the time he was 17, he was already selling beats consistently. And according to one source, he made over $40,000 in 6 months. That was enough to help him get his own place and even buy his dream car, a black Camaro. But even though he was making major moves as a producer, Speaker Knocker still had dreams of blowing up as a rapper. So he kept dropping his own music on the side and figured out creative ways to get people to pay attention. He watched Soldier Boy blow up with a viral dance move, so he started sending his music to popular dancers who had a buzz on the internet. Speaker Knockerz sent his music to a popular bop dancer from Chicago named Kimo, who started making videos dancing to his songs. He also started producing for other local Chicago artists like Boss Baca, which helped him build a large fan base in the city. He started going out to Chicago to perform, where he linked up with another popular Vine star and singer named Tony Romiti. Tony started making vines, dancing, and lip syncing to his music, which helped him blow up even more. They even collabed on a track called Scared Money and exposed the sound to a whole different
I
audience.
remember her.
Speaker Knockerz would capitalize on the buzz by dropping back-to-back mixtapes in 2013, Married to the Money and Finesse Father. He also started dropping videos that were running up crazy numbers. First, he dropped his breakout hit, Rico Story, in September, but a few months later, in December 2013, he dropped a track that would make him a superstar, Lonely. Lonely was a huge hit and helped make Speaker Knockerz a household name. He was one of the first artists to mix auto-tune flows with a production inspired by trap and drill music. With the help of Tony and other creators on Vine like
She
Reggie
looks
Coos,
manly.
Lonely became a viral sound and internet meme, helping it blow up even more. Speaker Knockerz knew he was making great music, but he didn't realize he was about to change the sound of rap forever. Even though he was getting millions of views, he still wasn't signed to a major label. Instead, he wanted to stay independent and build his own brand. He set up his own indie label. Oh, nothing works on this acne.
Hi. Who? I'm a licensed dermatology provider from Curology.
Taliban's Entertainment, and released all his music independently through the internet. So, Speaker Knockerz was well on his way to becoming a triple threat, a superstar rapper, producer, and a record executive. He said in an interview that he isn't signed to anybody but himself, and he doesn't need a big name to get popular. So, he clearly had the vision and wouldn't let anyone stop him from reaching the top. His videos were consistently going viral, and by selling beats, he had a way to make money without signing to a major label. It seemed like Speaker Knockerz was in the perfect position to take over the music industry, but at the height of his fame, his life and career were suddenly cut short before he could reach his full potential. Although Speaker Knockerz was finally starting to live his dreams, life wasn't always easy. The sudden overnight fame made some family members switch up and start acting different. It made it hard for him to trust people, which only got worse after he found out his girl was cheating on him. According to his friends and family, in the months before his death, Speaker Knockerz seemed to be depressed and wasn't acting like himself. There were even rumors that he started to.
I heard now that how he died was it was like a syrup overdose. He overdosed on codeine or something like that. I don't know.
Using drugs to deal with the stress and becoming famous overnight. He still
But
kept grinding.
if that was the reason, if that's what they saying, it could make sense why they framed him or what what's the word fabricated his death. You know what I'm saying? Somehow he was independent. They didn't like that. They knew he was going to bring in some type of money. Without them, uh, and like I say, he was independent. They want that money. Other people was going to be independent. He was going to teach them how to be independent and make money. And basically, like what's going on today, labels not really being able to get people because everybody want to be independent. So what they do, they overdosed him because he was depressed. You know what I'm saying? They knew he was depressed. That's a quick way to get somebody to commit. That's a quick way to say that's a good way to say somebody killed themselves. If you gonna kill somebody, overdose them. They killed themselves. Suicide. They was depressed. Shit crazy. Shit crazy.
And dropped the track Erica Kane in March 2014. It was another instant hit, but fans had no idea it would be the last song he would ever drop while he was alive. A few days after the song came out, rumors had started going around the internet that Speaker Knockerz had gone missing and no one knew where he was. Fans knew it was serious after his mom posted about it on social media and confirmed that he'd been missing for days. She wrote on Facebook, "It's not like him not to communicate or come home for this long period of time. I pray that my son is okay." The day he went missing, he had dinner with his family for his dad's birthday. He dropped his dad and brother off at home and told him he would be right back because he left something important, but he never came back. And and no one ever heard from him again. The next morning, he had studio time booked and a business meeting lined up and didn't show up for either, so his family knew something wasn't right. No one could get in contact with him, and his family started to get worried. Eventually, they called the cops and went to his home in South Carolina to look for clues. When they knocked on the door, no one answered, so they forced their way in. When they searched the house, they found speaker knockers dead in the garage
What I
right
say,
next to his
dead at 19. I thought so. I had a feeling.
black Camaro. The news shocked the world because he
Hell
was only
yeah.
19 at the time of his death and had his
Yeah.
whole life ahead of him. Even though his family confirmed the tragic news, they didn't reveal much information about how he died or what happened leading up to his passing. So, theories began going around the internet to explain what might have happened. Some said it was the result of an overdose due to his addiction to lean. Others say it was a suicide and he died from carbon monoxide poisoning after leaving his car running in the garage. The coroner later confirmed that there were
No foul play was suspected. When the industry wants you gone, they know how to get rid of you and make it look like that. Simple as that.
no signs of foul play, and his official cause of death was a heart attack. 19-year-olds don't usually die of a heart attack unless there are drugs involved.
Were you born between
Bruh.
1989 and 1999? If so, you can get a Milwaukee combo kit completely free. And I can tell.
Lean is known to slow your heart rate, which is where the rumors of an overdose came from. But the coroner also confirmed that he had no drugs in his system at the time of his death,
Right.
and
I
it
was
was the
gonna say
result of
that.
natural causes. His family has also been very quiet about what really happened to Speaker Knockers, but they've been clear that it was not drug related, and most of the rumors are complete cap. On the 9th anniversary of his death, his mom, Misha Wilson, aka Mama Knockerz, appeared on the Drea O show where she talked about her son's death and legacy in music. She said,
reading some of the things that people say, and it's like whatever they put out on the media, in the media, then people believe it. And then when I see some of the things that they say, it's not true at all. Like 95% of the things that they say is not true. My son did not die of any type of drug substance or anything like that, and he did not have a heart attack. But I just, want to clear that up. But that's not what happened to him.
but even though it was a tragic situation, there was still a silver lining. Because he stayed independent and never sold his masters, his family gets 100% of the profits from his music catalog. At the time of his passing, he had about 49 tracks available online, and his family continued to drop his unreleased music. They premiered a video for Erica Kane a few months after his death, and his final mixtape, Married to Money 2, came out later the same year. Speaker Knockers was only active in the rap game for a few years, but the music he dropped inspired a whole new wave of artists. His melody-driven rap style wasn't mainstream when he was alive, but since then, many popular artists have blown up using a similar sound and credit Speaker Knockers as the major inspiration. A few months after his death, Kodak Black released a remix of Lonely called Off of 14. Kodak blew up not long after that, and in the next few years, more and more artists would give Speaker Knockers the flowers he deserved. When A Boogie with the Hoodie first came out, many people compared his sound to Speaker Knockers. He was asked about it in an interview with the Breakfast Club, and A Boogie said he took it as a compliment because he was bumping Speaker Knockers all the time when he first started to rap.
It's crazy because when I came out, that's what I was listening to too. So that's why I was saying like it's all a cycle.
Right.
You even if Speaking Knockers? Yeah, facts. Even if he was out right now, like it would have been like the same thing.
Oh my God, he'd have been huge. God bless the dead.
Or it would have been the same thing.
You think it's a compliment when people do that?
Of course, because the boy real. You feel me? What can I say?
In 2016, Lil
He
Uzi Vert
was.
shouted him out on an unreleased track called Alone Time, and Denzel Curry also rapped about him on the song Naughty Head. On Alone Time, Uzi raps, rest in peace to Speaker Knockers. Got your bitch all on my arm. Lil Uzi, he just be wildin'. He got like all the options. Yeah. On Naughty Head, Denzel said, bitches get me sloppy, my pockets on Andy Milonakis. Bumping Speaker Knockers, Rico Story when I see the coppers. In an interview with The Fader, Roddy Ricch listed Speaker Knockers as one of his main influences alongside some of the biggest names in hip hop. When asked what he listened to growing up, he said, I'm pretty young, so I was listening to Speaker Knockers, Future, Young Thug when he first came out. I listened to Lil Wayne a lot when I
All the
was a
people I
kid.
listen to right
Future,
there.
Doug, and Wayne, three of the most respected artists in the game. So the fact that Roddy put Speaker Knockers in that same category
Yeah.
says a lot about his impact on the new generation. Even rappers who you might not expect to be inspired by that wave have given Speaker Knockers his credit. In a recent interview with Billboard, T Grizzly said that Rico Story was one of the best storytelling rap songs of all time.
It
So even though he didn't
was.
live long enough to watch it all unfold, Speaker Knockers had a legendary run that gave birth to a whole new sound. Fans may never know the exact details about his death, but his memory will live on through the music he left behind.
When you write, your tone influences
That's
how readers
facts.
respond.
That is
With Grammarly,
facts.
just highlight your text and type how.
That is facts. All right, man. So, hope y'all like the video. Like, comment, subscribe down there. Tell me what y'all think about it. Have a good day. Stay blessed. Peace.